My first love called and said she was trapped in a fire, and she wanted to hear my voice before she died. I raced to the scene to save her. But when I got there, surrounded by flames, I found nothing but a cat. I stumbled out, clutching the cat. My arms burned red and raw. People pointed at me, laughing so hard they nearly bent over. "Is this for real?" They chuckled. "This is the real definition of a simp, risking his life like that." In the crowd, my ex, unscathed, walked over to me. She picked up the cat from my arms and handed it to her one true love, speaking in a soft voice. "See, I told you the cat would be fine. When have I lied to you?" She turned to me and said, "Thanks, Jack. The cat ran into the fire, and we were worried sick, so we called you." The people around us giggled, eyeing me like I was a loyal dog. Later, on my wedding day, while carrying my bride to the car, my ex dragged herself on the ground, legs burned, begging me to look at her. "Jack, I'm hurt. Can you come down just to see me?" she pleaded. Her one phone call nearly had me trapped in the fire. When I burst out with the cat, there were firefighters and familiar faces at the door. They laughed, joking about me being the ultimate simp. Leading the pack was Becky, the first love who an hour ago claimed she was dying in the fire. She was perfectly fine, without a speck of soot. I realized then it was another one of Becky's jokes at my expense. I felt defeated. The pain was too much to even ask her why. Becky had always liked playing pranks, a habit since the day I confessed to her 10 years ago. When I confessed my feelings, Becky decided to test my sincerity by making me look for a lost watch in the snow. She said if I found it, I could pursue her. I never found the watch and ended up in the hospital with frostbite. When she visited me, she showed off the watch on her wrist, laughing that I'd passed her test. Somehow, even after all these years, she still loved this game. Becky suddenly stepped closer, and I thought maybe she felt sorry. But instead, she gently took the cat from my arms and placed it with Felix, speaking sweetly as if she'd drunk a bottle of honeyed wine. "See, I told you we'd get the cat back. When have I ever lied to you?" Felix thanked her, saying, "If something happened to the cat, I'd never forgive myself." The crowd around us jeered, adding their taunts. "Be realistic, some ugly ducklings need to know their place," they said with laughter. For 10 years, I tried to win Becky's heart, but I never got close. Meanwhile, Felix, who spent 10 years abroad, didn't even try and had her friend's approval. My arms were burning with pain, but it made me come to my senses. Becky finally acknowledged me, almost carelessly. "Jack, thanks." The cat ran into the fire, and we couldn't think of anything else but to call you, she said casually. Her friends immediately jumped in. "Wow, Becky, be careful. With how polite you are, he might ask you to marry him." Even Felix seemed protective, saying, "Jack, it's not right to use a favor to get something back. That was my cat. Any issue, talk to me." Becky frowned, annoyed at my presence. "Jack, don't make this awkward, or we can't even be friends," she warned. Standing there, seeing her resolve, I held up a payment code. "Could you both transfer the rescue fee and medical bills?" Becky paused, then sneered. "Felix, why are you still acting like a child at 29? Do you think stunts like this are charming?" As soon as Becky finished, her friends chimed in. "Jack, get a clue. Ugly ducklings don't beat swans. Are you doing this because you're jealous of Becky and Felix?" Once their laughter died down, Felix acted hurt. "Jack, here's 20 grand. Is that enough? Please don't make it hard for Becky. She only called because of me. Blame me if you have to." Felix took the blame, and Becky's heart seemed to melt at his words. "Jack, don't you dare bully Felix in front of me," Becky shouted, giving me a shove. Her hand pressed hard on my burn, making me yelp. "Ss." Becky paid no attention, her focus all on Felix. Felix then said, "Oh, Jack, you're hurt?" Becky looked at me briefly with disgust. "If you were truly hurt, how are you jumping around asking for money?" I stood there, heartbroken by Becky's indifference. She always assumed the worst of me. When I was 15, both my parents passed away. Becky's mom sponsored my education and was very kind, often inviting me over. Becky, a year younger, was equally warm and friendly. thanks to her mom's upbringing. I developed a crush, hard not to with all the kindness. One day, I found out Becky's dad was cheating with the housemaid. I hesitated but eventually told Becky's mom. She divorced immediately. Now Becky's mom builds her company overseas, but Becky stayed with her dad. I felt guilty for ending what seemed like Becky's happiness. So, no matter Becky's insults or indifference, I never fought back. But I'm human too and I get tired. I held back my pain and raised my hand. There was a sparkling diamond ring on my ring finger. Don't worry, Becky. I'm engaged. This call is just to settle a score. I'm not in debt to you anymore. If you could, please transfer the money for rescuing the cat and the medical bills. It's been a while and it's kinda awkward. Nobody expected me to say that, and the room got quiet for a moment. I held up my payment QR code for a while. Felix glanced at Becky, saw her stunned expression, then reluctantly pulled out her phone and transferred the money. I smiled, looking at both of them. Best wishes for you two to live happily ever after. I turned to leave, but Becky grabbed my hand. I yanked my hand away in pain. What are you doing? Becky stubbornly stared at the ring on my finger. Jack, are you crazy about getting married? What are you doing with a fake ring? If you really get married, I'll thank the heavens you stopped being clingy. Do you know how annoying you were all these years? Like a dog, sticking around no matter how I tried to shake you off. Her harsh words came one after another, and the guys laughed. Normally, I'd just stand there awkwardly, my face turning red. If Becky felt guilty, maybe she'd soften the blow. If not, she'd belittle me in front of everyone. But this time, I'm done being patient. Becky, if I'm the dog, what are you? Crap or a worthless bone? I said it coldly. Becky's face darkened. The laughter slowly died down. Someone tried to ease the tension. Why are you two arguing? We're just joking around, don't be so serious. Aren't we friends? I looked around at their fake faces and felt sick. How did I put up with these people for Becky for so long? If I can put up with this, I can do anything. Forget it, I don't deserve friends like you. I tried to leave again. Becky took a couple of steps, but then Felix cried out in pain and crouched down. The cat in her arms screeched and darted away. Becky immediately turned to help Felix. Felix, what happened? Felix showed her scratched hand, crying like a damsel in distress. Becky, the cat's never hurt me like this. Ever since I held it, something's been off. I don't know what it went through in the fire. Becky suddenly lost her mind and glared at me fiercely. Jack, what did you do to Felix's cat? Again with this. Becky was like she was under some spell Felix cast. No matter how ridiculous Felix's lies and excuses were, Becky never doubted her. Always blamed me for everything. I looked at Becky, feeling foolish. Do you think I'd harm a cat I just risked my life to save? The cat ran away from Felix. Why don't you ask what she did to the cat? I'm done wasting my time with these jerks and turned to leave. But Becky yanked my wrist hard and threw me to the ground. Rough stones dug deep into my wounds. I screamed out loud. In too much pain to speak, I struggled to reach my phone nearby, but Becky cruelly kicked it further away. Her sinister voice loomed over me. Jack, apologize to Felix. You stressed out the cat and hurt Felix. You owe her an apology. I'm not wrong. Why should I apologize? I struggled to stand, but an enraged Becky kicked me away. Her kick hit me right in the stomach. The pain spread through my body, leaving me speechless. Felix finally had enough of the violence and tugged at Becky's arm. Becky, hurting people isn't right. Let's talk things out calmly. Becky looked at her wound and held her in her arms. That's enough. I can't stand seeing you hurt. Felix, stop being so kind. Being kind just gets you hurt. Don't worry. I'll make sure you get justice. Felix nestled in her arms, blushing, and shook her head. Jack might not be as cat-savvy as me, so it's not surprising he might misjudge. Ignorance isn't a crime, and I can't hold Jack responsible when he's already hurt. Becky reluctantly agreed. Fine. If he genuinely apologizes, I'll let it go. The others chimed in, blaming me. Jack, just take the way out and apologize. Behaving like that is neglecting animals at best, animal abuse at worst. Felix is willing to let it go. What are you playing at? Countless times, I attempted to get up, only to be repeatedly pinned down by Becky. I've totally lost hope in them. The Becky before me now was nothing like the sweet, obedient girl from my memories. Becky stood over me. "Jack, apologize." I gave a cold smile despite my pale face. And why should I? Why apologize for something I didn't do? Then someone suddenly shouted, "You think abusing a cat is okay?" Not far away were plenty of onlookers watching the fire rescue. That shout ignited everyone's curiosity and anger. They crowded closer, pulling out phones to record me. The person who started the abuse claim smugly pointed at me. "Just look at him. All dressed up and abusing a cat." I shouted, "I didn't do it. Check the security footage. I saved that cat from the fire." The accuser hesitated, glancing at Becky. Becky's expression didn't change. "Jack, I know you didn't mean to abuse the cat. You're just not that good with animals. If you kneel and apologize to Felix, I'll let it go. The cat's stressed out because of you, after all." I stared Becky down, refusing to look away. She seemed a bit guilty, shifting her eyes as they forced me onto my knees. The one spreading lies came closer. "You looking to get hitched? Hit me up. You're not too bad looking after all. I feel sick to my stomach. Let me go." I struggle with all my might. Then, out of nowhere, the man falls to the ground, screaming in pain. Suddenly, a familiar scent hits me, and someone helps me up. I look up and see a face I know well. The woman's voice is calm and reassuring. "You left the party halfway through and I got worried, so I checked the cameras. Sorry I was late. Stella got here just in time." I relax completely, and all the pain I ignored floods in. It hurts so bad. So bad. Stella helps me gently, and I shake my head with a smile. "It's not too late. Let's get out of here." Before I finish, Stella gives me a calming look. "The assistants already called the hospital. They're ready for you. We'll take you there soon, but please hold on a bit. Let me handle the situation here." Her serious expression makes it seem like she's talking about something incredibly important. But one look into those deep, caring eyes shows how worried she is. I feel a bit embarrassed, thinking I might have held her up. I nod. Stella steps in front of me and addresses the crowd. "My fiancé was just attacked without cause. You all witnessed it. If you have any evidence, please send it over. High rewards." The crowd buzzes instantly. Who knew recording a scene could make you money? Everyone agrees, eagerly responding. Becky and her group clammed up, seeing how things were going south. Becky herself looks furious and sneers. "Jack, where'd you get such a good actor? Looks pretty real. But your tricks won't work. You hurt a cat. Originally, I was gonna let you apologize to Felix and call it even. But you're too stubborn. Come here, or you'll never get another look from me." I can't believe Becky would still try to smear my name like this. I shoot her a disgusted glance, then look at my battered hands, which she had just stomped on. I have a knack for drawing. Thanks to Becky's mom's support, I've never given it up. But after I beat someone in a competition, I got taught a lesson. Back then, Becky was like a fierce little beast, standing firm in front of me. But now, the one who's hurt me the most is her. I avert my eyes, refusing to look at her. Becky's voice shakes as she speaks again. "Jack, get over here. Don't make me say it twice." Instead, I grab on tighter to the person next to me. Stella gently pats my arm. Casually, she asks her assistant, "Have you called the cops?" The assistant nods, indicating all the evidence is collected. Stella's sharp gaze sweeps over the dozen or so people facing us. Accusing my fiancé of hurting a cat, then beating her up? I won't let it slide. I'll hire a lawyer. At that moment, I felt like a thirsty traveler in a desert finally finding a life-saving oasis. My aching heart seemed to be soothed and healed. Some of Becky's friends start getting restless, whispering among themselves, "Isn't this guy looking like the heir of that super rich family?" At that birthday bash for the old man's 75th, my dad had to beg for an invite. Took me along. "Heck, he really does look like him." Someone else scoffs, dismissing it. "Oh, come on, Jack knowing someone big? No way. Exactly, the Stella family's loaded. No way she hangs with her." Another person mocks Stella. Who do you even think you are? You think you can just sue like that? We got proof he hurt the cat. I shout angrily. That's a lie. I didn't hurt the cat. I saved it from a fire. All because of what Felix said. You jump to conclusions. But the cat was just in his hands. I tremble, recalling the helplessness I felt earlier when they accused me. Suddenly, someone in the crowd shouts, I live right across from that coffee shop that caught fire. This young man here ran into the flames to save a cat. Look at his arm, it's all burned. Once someone stands up for me, the group who thought they were in the right goes silent. Felix, who started accusing me, hides behind Becky, speechless. The wailing sirens of the police cars get louder. The expressions on everyone's faces behind Becky change drastically. Becky, what do we do now? They thought it was all just a joke before. But this powerful woman, no mercy. She even got the police involved. No one knows where Jack got to know these people. I watch as the faces of those who hurt me fill with fear, sticking close to Stella. Turns out they can feel scared too. The ones hanging with Becky aren't as well off as her, and those who don't like her. Becky's got a stubborn streak. Since her mom passed, Becky's family business took a nosedive, never recovering its former glory. People said the old man was impressed by Becky's mom for her business skills. Too bad her uncle didn't appreciate it. The police arrive. Becky and her group get taken away in a squad car. Those who were secretly hoping for a lucky break are suddenly frightened, quiet, and serious. I'm taken to the hospital for my injuries. The day's turmoil left me exhausted. Before we even reach the hospital, I pass out completely. When I woke up, there was a male nurse sitting beside me. Before I could say anything, he quickly explained in a soft voice. Miss Stella left about 10 minutes ago. She had a meeting. Just wait here and I'll call Assistant Ma. I was about to tell him not to bother, but the guy ran off so fast. I was alone in the room in no time. I struggled to sit up. The wounds on my arms and lower right leg had been treated. When I was lying still on the bed, I didn't feel any pain, but the slightest movement sent a burning pain through me, all the way to my bones. But suddenly, I heard the door open behind me. I thought the male nurse had returned. You don't need to call her. But when I turned around, there was Becky with 2 bright red handprints on her cheeks. My expression went cold immediately. What do you want? Becky looked reluctant. My mom told me to come and apologize to you. Jack, give me a break. You're obviously doing fine now, aren't you? I've apologized, so could you please tell my mom and get Stella to back off and release my friends? I suddenly realized Stella's friends were still at the police station. Looking at Becky's swollen face again, it was likely Becky's mom had asked Stella to help her out. I never thought Stella would actually care about my situation. After all, I've only known her for a little over a month. We've only met twice. Even this arranged marriage felt like a business deal to me at first. I've always trusted Becky's mom's judgment. After agreeing to meet Stella, I found out through others that Stella only agreed to the marriage because of pressure from her family elders. If Stella is being genuine with me, I'll be genuine with her too. I gave Becky a faint, almost mocking smile. Sure, if you want your friends released, crawl to me on your knees now, and I'll forgive you. Becky's eyes widened, and she blurted out, Jack, are you crazy? Who do you think you're talking to? I snapped back louder than her. What about you? Who do you think you're talking to? Becky, I used to put up with you because I liked you and appreciated your mom. But now I don't feel that way anymore. I'm disgusted by you, and you have no special privilege with me. Becky quickly came up to me, trembling, asking in a tight voice, Jack, say that again if you dare. Did you say you're disgusted by me? Did she tell you that? I looked up and clearly repeated my words. Becky, I have no feelings for you anymore. I don't like you. I'm disgusted by you. Did you get that? If not, I can say it again. For some reason, Becky's eyes turned red. Jack, you've got guts. Even if you beg me for forgiveness, I won't care anymore. Hearing this, I was reminded of an incident from the past and snickered. One Christmas, all the apples nearby were sold out, and Becky asked me to get her some. When I asked who they were for, she said Felix. I refused, and she gave me the cold shoulder for 2 months. In the end, I begged for a long time before she even looked at me. Thinking about it now, I was really naive. She took my silence differently, thinking I had taken her words to heart. Suddenly, she leaned in and kissed me on the face. You win, that's your reward. Remember to let them go. Felix's health is bad, and he can't take it anymore. I nearly threw up and slapped her right across the cheek. Becky, when will you learn to respect others? Get out. I pointed to the door. Her face flushed, realizing she misread the situation. She turned ugly and raised her hand as if to hit. Jack, what's your problem? Stop. Becky, what are you trying to do to Jack? Becky's mom quickly stepped in, pushing Becky aside. Is this how your dad taught you to behave? You made a mistake and showed no remorse. Now you want to hit someone. I furiously wiped the spot on my face where Becky had kissed me while Becky shot me a venomous look and ran out. Becky's mom sighed and patted my hair. Jack, I'm sorry for that brat. I asked her to apologize, but she learned nothing. I shook my head repeatedly. This isn't on you, Becky's mom. I know she puts a lot into Becky's upbringing, but her business abroad keeps her busy. Plus, Becky is distant, never reaching out to her mom unless she runs out of allowance. Jack, can we talk? Becky's mom looked at me warmly, affection in her eyes. I assumed she wanted to discuss Becky's friends. Don't worry. I'll issue a statement and have her friends released. No, that's not what I wanted to talk about. Becky's mom took my hand, guilt in her tone. Jack, you shouldn't feel bad about Becky. I chose to divorce, and you just gave me the information I needed. To this day, I'm still grateful to you. When I first decided to divorce her dad, the first thing I did was find her. I asked if she wanted to come with me, but she asked me to stay and be with her. She wanted to try and convince her dad to come back to the family. After I made it clear I wasn't staying, she angrily accused me of being irresponsible. She said I was only thinking about myself and not considering her. Back then, not only was I dealing with the pain of a cheating husband, but I was also hurt by my daughter's lack of understanding. But I didn't let anyone down, neither did you. I was speechless in disbelief. I never knew all this happened back then. I never realized Becky was this type of person. I felt guilty for 10 years because of someone like her, nearly losing my life multiple times. I understand now. She finally smiled. There's no need to intervene with what Stella did. According to my investigation, those people aren't good at all, and a lesson is indeed necessary. During our conversation, Stella arrived. She suggested leaving. Get better soon, silly kid. I'm still waiting for your wedding, she quipped. I scratched my ear, feeling a bit bashful. Since what happened yesterday, I always get a bit embarrassed around Stella, my heart racing. She reached out and touched my forehead. You're a bit warm. Are you sick? I quickly shook my head and earnestly replied, Miss Stella, thank you for what you did yesterday. She was silent. Do you really need to be so formal with your fiancé? For the first time, I heard her call herself my fiancé, and I was stunned, softly explaining. Do you really want to marry me? I mean, if it's just to put on a show for the elders, I'm willing to cooperate. Stella smiled. That's one reason. Another is that I'm genuinely fond of you. You probably don't know, but it was me who asked Becky's mom to introduce us. Or are you planning to run after using me? After that day, whenever I saw Stella, I was always at a loss. I never expected someone with such a strong family background to be interested in me. 15 days later, Felix and Becky, along with their shady friends, were released. I also got out of the hospital. My wounds hadn't fully healed, but the wedding plans had been set in motion months ago. Canceling it now would waste money, so I refused Stella's suggestion to change the wedding date. That day, I was trying on the suit for the wedding, and Stella was still abroad at a meeting. Becky's mom accompanied me for the fittings. With numerous scars on my arm, the initially designed suits were all pretty good. In the end, I chose the second one. As I was about to leave, I ran into Becky and Felix at the bridal store. Becky coldly questioned me, "What are you doing here?" I didn't want to talk, silently sitting on the couch waiting for Becky's mom to return. "Oh, Becky, this suit looks great. Felix, seeing my suit, insisted on trying it. I frowned. This is mine. If you want it, you can have one designed. Do you like taking things that much? Or have you not spent enough time at the police station? Felix's face turned bright red, looking at Becky. But at that moment, Becky didn't care about him. She grabbed my hand and pulled me up. Yours? Has Jack gotten to the point where any woman clings onto him desperately? I found Becky's way of thinking bizarre. What's it to you? Becky laughed in anger. I'm just reminding you because we grew up together. What's it to you? I repeated. Becky snapped. Jack, don't come looking for me anymore. Becky, what are you saying? Just then, Becky's mom appeared and slapped Becky. Becky, Jack has been bullied by you for 10 years. Do you really think he'll let you bully him forever? Did your dad teach you to be like this? Becky sneered. Who instructed me? Wasn't it you? Wasn't it Jack? Becky's mom, infuriated, slapped her again. Seeing things were getting out of hand, I quickly walked over. But Becky's mom's eyes were red, her expression unwavering. Becky, neither of us owes you anything. Jack doesn't owe you. It's your dad who owes us. I worked hard and maintained the family, but he ruined the happiness you wanted. But you don't blame him. You blame me, a mother who was betrayed by marriage after 10 months of pregnancy. In terms of selfishness, you are indeed very similar. You say no one taught you, but when I wanted to take you with me, you flatly refused because I didn't have money then. I lived a tough life, and you couldn't bear to leave the affluent lifestyle. So during holidays, you never once reached out to me. Becky, no one owes you. These are all your own choices. Becky's mom took my hand, and we left the bridal store. 3 days before the wedding, Becky texted me. It simply said sorry. Sorry, Jack. I regret. Can you give me another chance? I found out it's truly you I love. Hearing this from Becky was nearly impossible. I read it, and I blocked the number, engraved into my very being, forever. On the day of the wedding, on the way to pick up the bride, Becky lay in the middle of the road, covered in blood. Through the glass, I saw Becky desperately crawling towards the car. Jack, I'm hurt. Come down and look at me. Jack, I regret it. Please look at me. It was a scene straight out of a horror film. I was startled. Someone next to me quickly covered my eyes. Don't worry, I'll have her taken away. Becky's voice grew fainter. I held the hand of the person beside me tight. Later on, I found out Felix had racked up millions in debt abroad, and his creditors came knocking. And Becky wanted to cut ties with Felix, refusing to help him pay off the debt. Felix, bearing a grudge, set a fire while Becky was asleep. Though Becky was rescued, she was severely burned. When she was admitted to the hospital, she learned about my wedding. Despite her injuries, she insisted on coming. Now she's missed the best time for treatment, and her legs are done for. I was shocked, thinking Becky's mom must be devastated. My silence got misunderstood. Stella pinned me to the bed, her tone muffled. Thinking about something? Want to go see her? Fine, I'm not the jealous type. If her grip around my waist wasn't so tight, I might have believed her. What do I care if she's alive or dead? Stop pinching me, it tickles. I struggled, turning to face her. I'm jealous. I want to kiss you. I couldn't help but laugh, muttering softly. What are you doing? We're married, remember? With her permission, I leaned in. 2 hours later, Stella regretted it. Is this person a beast? Why don't they ever get tired?